Venomous flying spiders are about to spread across the East Coast. A priest kept his job after claiming Jesus died with an erection. And a woman and her dog found 40 rotisserie chickens in the forest. These are the weird stories for Tuesday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast in the galaxy. A venomous flying spider invasion is happening on the East Coast. You have the cicadas. We've all heard about the cicadas, right? And now apparently there's spiders. The Northeast United States is bracing for an invasion of giant venomous spiders with 4-inch long legs that can parachute through the air. Yeah. You know, once flying spiders enter my hood, I'm kind of done. I'm like, nature, you win. You win. Flying spiders. I moved out of downtown LA when the flying fentanyl bros moved in. I was like, yeah, I'm not about that life. So I'm sensitive to such things. And my insurance isn't so great. So you kind of gotta make moves based on your coverage, I think. It says here, earlier this year, New Jersey Pest Control warned of these incoming flying spiders. They're called Joro spiders. They say they'll be hard to miss. The females have a leg span of up to 4 inches and are known for their vibrant yellow and gray bodies. Now, it says what sets these spiders apart is their ability to fly, apparently, which is a trait that's uncommon among spiders. Yeah, I don't know spiders that can fly. I've heard of flying squirrels. It says, while not accurate flight in the avian sense, Juro spiders utilize a technique known as ballooning, where they release silk threads into the air, allowing them to be carried by the wind. And yeah, they don't have wings exactly. They're using their webs, their silk threads to move across the atmosphere. This is ridiculous. We have a nerd here named Jose Ramirez Garofalo, an ecologist, president of the Protectors of Pine Oak Woods on Staten Island, who told the media, quote, "It is a matter of when, not if, the spiders arrive in New York and New Jersey." Sounds like the beginning of a horror movie. Now, the U.S. is not unfamiliar with these particular arachnids. How about that, guys? I just threw that word in there. Arachnids. Yeah, I'm hip. These spiders are native to Asia, but they were introduced to North Georgia around 2010, and they are continuing to spread. I love how it says they were introduced to North Georgia, as if they had like a red carpet. And introducing the new Joro spider, originating in Asia. They'll be flying across your face in no time. The experts have warned that the spiders could spread to New York. They've warned that since 2022, but none have been detected yet. They're expecting them, I suppose, by the end of summer. People in the U.S. have reported seeing these spiders flying across Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, the Carolinas, Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, and Ohio. New York happens to be right in the middle of where you like to be, they say. Experts believe the spiders could pop up across New York and New Jersey this summer, also known as any day now. Now, never fear, although these arachnids are venomous, they do not pose a danger to humans. This venom is reserved for the critters that get caught up in their webs, including their favorite meals of cockroaches, butterflies, wasps. They could also pose a threat to native spiders as well. There's no evidence they've done any damage to a person or a pet. All spiders are venomous, by the way, but the majority are harmless to humans, so you're okay if you identify as a human, I think. Well, this article's a little misleading and alarmist, I would say. We don't have to get all crazy. First of all, they are venomous, but not a danger to humans, and they're not exactly flying either. They're riding on the wind, it seems. Not to be confused with Riding Like the Wind, a song that I love very, very much. And I ride like the wind. Sing it with me. Ride like the wind. Doo-doo, doo-doo. If I could learn how to play piano, I can't. I play guitar a bit, but if I learned how to play piano, I would just play that Ride Like the Wind piano, that chord progression. Doo-doo, doo-doo, doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. I'll just play that over and over again. A priest has kept his job after reportedly claiming that Jesus died with an erection. Well, you would too if it was your first time getting nailed. Ayo! So that's what they meant when he was hung on the cross. Come on, guys. Bad jokes up top. That's what you pay for, right? Although you don't really pay for this. This is a Catholic priest who's keeping his job despite shocking his parishioners by telling them that Jesus died with an erection. This guy's name is Father Thomas McHale. That's a perfect name for a Catholic priest. Father Thomas McHale, a priest serving at Our Blessed Lady Immaculate Church in Durham. He's said to have made this claim during a sermon on Good Friday. It's a perfect time to bust that out. How bored was this guy during his sermon? Where he's all of a sudden he's like, hey guys, fun fact. Did you know Jesus died with a boner? And, people don't talk about that, but, it's Good Friday. I figured that's a great time to pop out this little fun fact for y'all. I got to admit, I've attended many Catholic sermon, and never has it been that fascinating. That would have kept me going back and back for more. Well, the guy talked about Jesus' erection last week. What's it going to be this week? Taylor Swift? Father McHale's sermon prompted a complaint to his diocese. No kidding, a complaint, huh? However, the media is reporting that while the complaint was upheld by the diocese following an investigation, the priest is expected to remain in his post. Yeah, I mean, would you expect they were going to fire him? This isn't even close to the worst thing a priest has done and still kept his gig. This is nothing. This is nothing. He'll be back up there next week. Who knows what he'll be talking about? I guarantee you twice the attendance, though. This is a good PR move for the church, I'd imagine. People aren't going to Mass, but, if your priest might say some wild tales, I mean, you might be a regular attendee, I'd imagine. And, if we're breaking it down scientifically, I mean, he's probably not wrong. People get erections after death, especially hangings. If you're hung, it is known that you'll have an arousal. Your dead body will be aroused because of the low blood pressure. The low blood pressure does it. This is the basis of how Viagra works, and probably why we call them stiffs after they've moved on. You can imagine that it was common during the crucifixion for this to happen as well. I don't know. But what I'm saying is there may be a basis for this. After all, it is called the erection, right, guys? It's the erection. Christ has died. Christ has risen. Well, he's definitely risen. Wow, he rose a lot more than we all expected, huh? I'm glad I bought a ticket to that. Yay! A lady walking her dog finds 40 rotisserie chickens in the woods. I knew they grew on trees. This is what you call free-range rotisserie. Score! In the woods? This reminds me of that story. Do you guys recall last year, it was like a ton of pasta that was deposited in the woods. I think it was in Pennsylvania. People just throwing out copious amounts of good edibles into the woods. It's very strange. Well, maybe they're feeding the Sasquatch. I don't know. Let's read and find out. A wayward poultry maestro has conservation officers scratching their heads in the Yukon. This is a story out of Canada. The backwoods rotisserie chicken poultry maestro, they're calling it. It's very poetic, whoever wrote this article. It says more than 40 rotisserie chickens were discovered in a pile in the woods by Linda as she took her dog for a walk. I don't think Linda discovered the chickens so much as her dog discovered the chickens and just pulled her along for the ride. And now she's trying to take credit for the discovery of the chickens, Linda. Yeah, your dog discovered it, Linda, not you, all right? Stop trying to take credit for the discovery. Give your dog some credit here and the proper, I don't know what I'm looking for here. I'm having a brain fart, guys, because I drink. Her dog, Aussie's the, Indiana Jones in this story. Aussie quickly picked up on the scent and the chickens, along with some French fries and chicken wings. Wow. Someone ordered too much for the birthday party, it seems, or for the football game. Here's a quote from Linda. She says, I just want to know why. Why? That's a big, smelly bunch of cooked chicken out there. Why would you do that? What a funny quote. That's a big, smelly bunch of cooked chicken. Smells good, though, right, Linda? Doesn't it smell amazing? You don't expect that when you're walking through the woods, smelling some nice cooked chicken. I'm curious to know how much her dog ate before Linda was able to get it out of the dog's mouth. You know, you walk your dog. I've had dogs, and especially I was walking a dog quite a bit, almost daily in New York City, and that little critter. It was a Papillon, which is a breed that I highly recommend if you're looking for an indoor dog. They're hilarious, and they're quite cute. They're called Papillon because of their giant ears. Papillon means butterfly in French, if you don't know. It's also a great movie. I like the original starring Steve McQueen. I could go on and on about the Papillon references, but I'll stop. I'd love to read the book someday. It's based on a true story of this escape from this terrible prison. I believe it was in Spain. Anyways, where was I? I think I'm off track here. Yeah, trying to get something out of your dog's mouth. I would walk a dog in New York City, and the crap that this dog would grab, I had to be quick, man. Because it could be like the head of a rat. The things this dog would get into mouth. You got to be quick and get it out. Dog could die. The dog will eat anything, but I imagine this dog just going to town on the chickens before Linda could put a stop to it. I'd imagine now that dog's going to be real excited to go for the next walk. This dog's just going to pull Linda right to the same spot again. The chicken might be still there. If not, the smell of the chicken will be remaining for a while, and this dog is just going to make a beeline for the chicken spot. Now, Linda is a concerned citizen. She expressed some worry about this meat attracting bears to her rural residential community. These concerns were echoed by the conservation officer named Nick. Nick says, quote, "It's never a good find, this kind of stuff, especially this time of year with not a lot of food available for animals right now." Nick noted that those who illegally dispose of waste such as this could be fined. So don't think you could just toss, your leftover fillets into the forest, all right? The chickens have been removed. Good news. Chickens were removed. And Environment Yukon is asking anyone with information about the incident to please get in touch. If anybody knows who might have deposited this rotisserie chicken in the forest, please contact them. Last year, a similar Epicurean curiosity unfolded in the woods of New Jersey when hundreds of kilograms of pasta were discovered by a hiker. Yeah, I was referencing this earlier, although I got my state wrong. It was in the Northeast. I said tons of pasta. It was actually hundreds of kilos of pasta. It could have added up to a ton. Says here the guy, Keith, that discovered all that pasta in the forest had a theory. He believed it was someone cleaning out their kitchen. Linda doesn't have a theory about the rotisserie chicken. At least she didn't share it for this particular article. We can all come up with our own, but I don't think that's what's important. The question is, why, if you have all this extra delicious food, why throw it in the woods? There's hungry people out there, and rotisserie chickens are delicious. Did anybody else mourn the downfall of Boston Market? One of my favorite restaurants, out of business. I attended Boston Market's rotisserie chicken sit-downs many a time in my life. I even liked their meatloaf. I thought that was great. The turkey was good. I love the cornbread, and those sides were fabulous. My favorite was the tortellini salad was a good one. I don't know if you guys recall that. Did you ever have that? Does anyone, you guys remember Boston Market, the good old rotisserie chicken joint? Anyways, this is going nowhere now. I better stop. Yay! And I've got a long way to go, such a long way to go. Do you guys enjoy my Michael McDonald? Such a long way to go. Well, it was somewhere back in long ago. I should do a whole episode in a Michael McDonald impression. I got some reviews on Apple Podcasts. Maybe I'll read a couple of these in a Michael McDonald impression. The first one is from Mexico 94533. I got 5 stars. The title is, "Great Show. Jonesy is a great way to get a laugh to start your day. It's Jonesy, great way to start your day, Oh." So stupid. I got another review, 5 stars from Ferb and Burb. I don't know. This is like a duo, like Hall & Oates, probably. Ferb and Burb. Send me your hits, Ferb and Burb. I'd love to listen. This one's called Good Stuff. Jonesy makes me laugh. He's good. You can tell he's having fun, too. I am sometimes having fun. Other times I'm not having fun, Ferb and Burb, because, it's mood dependent. When you're doing a 5-day-a-week podcast, there's some days where you just don't want to get in the closet, guys. But I make the best of it. In those instances, what I'll usually do is I'll smoke up on the balcony, see if that puts me in a mood. If that doesn't work, I'll go into the kitchen and do a shot of something strong, usually Jameson. I like Jameson, and then I'll see if that puts me in a mood. And then I just push on. So sometimes I don't want to do it. It's a 5-day-a-week. Who wants to do anything 5 days a week? No matter what your job is, eventually you kind of get tired of it. But yeah, today was good. I was in a good mood today. Okay, the last review, 5 stars again. Whoa, 5 stars. 3 5-star reviews in a row. Oh, man, I'm so grateful. It's by Meldar23. Love this show is the title. My husband introduced me to Jonesy. We love listening to him and getting a good laugh. Keep up the closet work. Yes, I'm doing it's closet work, baby. And it's honest work, I have to say. It's honest work. I've done some dishonest things in my life to make some cash. This is definitely honest work. I wish it made enough money to live, but we're working on it. Which reminds me, if you guys want to support Weird AF News, go to weirdafnews.com and you can join the Patreon or buy Jonesy a coffee by clicking on the Buy a Coffee banner. These are ways to support the show. You get to be a patron of the arts, a philanthropist, if I may say so myself. Don't you want to be a philanthropist? You could put that on your resume, I think. In a way, I guess you could be, if you give me enough money, I'll put you as a producer of the show per month. How about that? Anyone want to be a co-producer? What would be the price to be a co-producer? For $2,000 a month, I'll let you be a co-producer of the show, and I'll say your name in the credits on every episode. How about that? Anybody out there got too much money they don't know what to do with? And if you're a co-producer of the show, I'll even let you record a little announcement of some sort, and I'll just play it on the show. And now a word from my co-producer, Cody, from North Carolina. I'm just making this up. Maybe some of you own a business and you want to advertise. You can advertise on Weird AF News as well. Just email me, funnyjones@gmail.com. We could chat about that. funnyjones@gmail.com is also a place where you could send me stories that you think are appropriate for the podcast. Please send them on over. I get many emails a day, and it's extremely helpful to go through those. Don't take it personally if I don't use your story that you sent me. You got to understand, I get a lot of stories, and there's a lot of weird stories out there, and I have to be very selective. I have a pretty good filter for these things. I've been doing it for 7 years. I would say that I am probably the foremost expert on Weird AF News, and I have a great palate for this, and I can judge what is weird and what is not. And I don't like to repeat certain stories as well. Some of you will send me a story that something similar, like a drunk guy steals a bus. I've done the drunk guy steals a bus story many, many times. It needs to be weirder than that. It's got to be, usually it's a Florida man, naked, brought his alligator along. Now it's weird. Anyways, I'm rambling as I tend to do in the outro, but you have all the information. If you want to call the show, 646-450-2012. If you want to leave a review, you know where to do it. It's Apple Podcasts, or it's Amazon, or if you're listening on Spotify, please give me 5 stars. Thank you. Good night.